Sarah had always believed that kindness could change the world, until one passenger shattered that belief. In just a few moments, he stripped away her patience, her optimism, and her faith in humanity. But what Sarah didn't realize was that this man's cruelty would lead her to an unforgettable revelation, one that would not only change her life but inspire thousands. This is the story of how an ordinary flight turned into an extraordinary lesson in empathy, pain, and the unseen battles we all fight. The plane was buzzing with the low murmur of passengers settling in for the long flight from New York to Los Angeles. Sarah, a seasoned flight attendant with over a decade of experience, moved through the aisles with practiced ease. She had handled impatient passengers before, but there was something different about this one. Seated in first class, the man, mid-50s, salt and pepper hair, a sharp suit that reeked of wealth and power, had a scowl etched permanently on his face. His name, Sarah later learned from the passenger manifest, was Mr. Jones. From the moment he boarded, he was difficult. His sighs were exaggerated, his glances impatient. When turbulence delayed the meal service, his temper boiled over. "This is unacceptable," he barked, slamming his fist onto the armrest. The sound cut through the cabin like a gunshot. "Do you even know how to do your job?" Sarah felt the eyes of the other passengers on her, waiting to see how she would react. She inhaled deeply, maintaining her composure. "I'm truly sorry for the delay, sir. Your meal will be served as soon as it's safe to do so." But her apology only fueled his anger. "Safe to do so?" he sneered. "I paid for first-class service, not excuses. This is pathetic." Other passengers shifted uncomfortably, some glancing at Sarah with sympathy, others pretending not to notice. Sarah clenched her hands behind her back, willing herself to stay professional. She had been trained for moments like this, but still, his words stung. As the flight continued, Mr. Jones' complaints didn't stop. He found fault in everything: the temperature of his drink, the noise from the cabin, the Wi-Fi connection. Each time, Sarah responded with the same polite professionalism, but inside she felt herself unraveling. After serving him a fresh cup of coffee, this time at the perfect temperature, Sarah turned to walk away. But then she heard him mutter under his breath, just loud enough for her to catch it. "Useless." A lump formed in Sarah's throat. She had never let a passenger get under her skin before, but this time it was different. This time it hurt. When the plane finally landed, Mr. Jones stormed off without so much as a glance back. Sarah exhaled slowly, exhaustion washing over her. She had handled countless rude passengers before, but this one left her shaken. As she helped clean the cabin, something caught her eye beneath Mr. Jones' seat, a crumpled piece of paper. Instinctively, she picked it up, smoothing it out. The ink was smudged, the paper damp in places, as if someone had cried over it. She began to read. "I don't know who will find this, but I need to say it. Today, I was cruel to someone who didn't deserve it. I'm flying to see my father for the last time. He's dying, and I don't know how to process it. I took my anger out on a stranger, and I hate myself for it. To the flight attendant I yelled at, 'I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. I'm just so scared, and I don't know how to handle it.'" Sarah's breath hitched. The weight of Mr. Jones' pain hit her like a tidal wave. Her heart clenched as she realized his cruelty wasn't about her. It was about his grief, his fear, his helplessness. That night, Sarah lay awake, staring at the ceiling, the letter replaying in her mind. How many passengers had she served over the years who were silently battling something unseen? How many had lashed out because they didn't know how else to cope? She realized that her role wasn't just about ensuring comfort and safety. It was about being a beacon of kindness in an often chaotic, unforgiving world. And that's when an idea took root in her heart. Determined to turn this lesson into something meaningful, Sarah launched an initiative called Kindness in the Skies. It became a platform for flight attendants and passengers to share stories of compassion and understanding during air travel. She partnered with airlines to implement empathy training, helping crew members recognize signs of distress and respond with patience and care. Soon, the initiative gained traction. One woman shared how a flight attendant's simple act of holding her hand during turbulence had calmed her anxiety. A man wrote about a stranger who switched seats with him so he could sit next to his child on their first trip together since his divorce. The movement spread beyond flights. Hotels, restaurants, even corporate offices adopted similar initiatives. Sarah's story went viral. She was invited to speak at conferences, to advocate for mental health awareness in customer service industries. Years later, Sarah still keeps that crumpled letter in her desk drawer. It serves as a reminder of the day her life changed forever, not because of a man's cruelty, but because of the lesson she learned from it. She often wonders about Mr. Jones. Did he make it to his father in time? Did he find peace? She'll never know. But she hopes that wherever he is, he's learned to be kinder to himself and to others. As for Sarah, she continues to spread kindness, one flight at a time. Because now, more than ever, she knows the truth. Sometimes the people who hurt us the most are the ones who need our kindness the most. If this story touched your heart, don't let it end here. Like, share, and subscribe to spread the message of kindness and empathy. Let's create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued, one small act of compassion at a time.